Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good to see you. Good to see you. Legendary. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get this straight. You are here because the LTA Concepts Trading War Map, you have downloaded this book already. You want to know how this shit works, correct? If so, press a W in the chat. Let's get the party started. It's good to have you here. We're going to talk about gold today. A lot of gold today. Gold and EU, but predominantly gold, to be honest. We're looking forward to it, okay? No big announcements, no long stories. It's pretty much time to get back to work. Sounds like a plan to me. Ooh, again, I'm such a horrible DJ. Oh my God. Good to see you, Grim Reaper, Jorn, see you, Timbo, Brad, Adrian, Tommy, Jackie Rusher, Akeem, ABG, Lucifer, my friend, Relay, Philo, Juan, Andre in the building, yes sir. Sheldon, good to see you, man. Annalisa, good to see you. Hero, good to see you. Let's get the party started. All right. Let's get to work. Okay. We are currently in a gold long position at the moment here. We are pretty much almost break even or stopped out on break even. So we'll probably have to re-enter on stream again if I get hit, by the way, which is in like a couple of maybe seconds. It's holding up quite well actually, but yeah, you can definitely see that we're pushing down, we're not breaking. Very clear entry around the fixed value area low and the POC. That is an entry model 1, page 57 of your ebook of the LTA Concepts Trading War Map. You should have seen this for sure if you downloaded the book for sure. That's one of these textbook setups. Also talked about this in our Telegram. Okay, this is why you should be in our Telegram. Sometimes it happens that we have to take action before. I am long gold, half risk, dollar in higher time frame supply. From a relative standpoint, dollar has been pushing up over the last 2 hours, yet gold refuses to drop further. What happens if the dollar sets in a short-term pullback? So that is something that we share obviously in the LTA Trading 4 and the LTA Accelerator main. Okay, that is something that we do. That is something that we constantly talk about. I am literally just out of my position anyway. So the question is, are we able to re-enter live on stream? That is what we're going to talk about. That is what we're going to discuss. We're going to go through our breakdown, our analysis, and then we go from we pretty much go from there, and we'll see what's popping. Okay. What's your take on GU? We're going to talk about some dollar for sure, indeed. We'll see how that one goes. But right now, you can see I got out of my position here. Clearly, I got out of my position. And yeah, the reality is right now that we are waiting for gold to either break further towards the upside. Let me show you what I mean with that. The thing about gold right now is it's very interesting, especially if you look here at the 15-minute time frame. And if you are not familiar with the way we work and our strategy by default, I highly recommend you to just pay a lot of attention right now on this stream, because I'm going to explain a lot of things here. I'm going to keep it very simple. Obviously, there is more to it, right? You need more context, but I want you to just be aware and understanding of the basics. The main thing that we utilize a lot with LTA is the understanding of the ranges, okay? The ranges, especially with gold, it's extremely freaking powerful, okay? Let me explain what I mean with that. So yesterday, for example, we created a range. Obviously, yesterday was a bit tricky because of Jerome Powell and Trump, but we had this range right here. You see that? We had that range. And what we always utilize is the fixed range volume profile. We draw that over a range because I want to understand a couple of key levels. Because usually what I noticed, that if price pulls back into the range, either two things are going to happen, right? Price either breaks out and continues to go up and uses one of the levels to continue to go up from, which we will execute on, or price rejects pretty much from one of those levels and then actually just perfectly, you know, sets in the continuation towards the downside. So it's usually one of those two. Now, how do you know which one is going to do what? This all has to do with the dollar, right? How does the dollar move? And you can make your decision very well and very clearly if it's going to be a CME, which is a long play in this case, or a C or a C, which is a short play in this case. Now, we utilize the fixed range volume profile. The red line is the fixed POC. This is the area where in that range, the most volume has been traded, okay? Now, look at what happens when price pulls back into it. Boom, price steps into the POC right around here. Now, we always trade entry models. This is an entry model 1 right here. It's a double wick rejection play, okay? A double wick rejection. It's in your ebook. Look at this on page 57. It's literally right here. A double wick rejection play. The entry is on the candle on the third break. Okay, it's the break of the second candle right here. That is pretty much what we're looking at for... that's pretty much what we're looking at for gold right there, right? So that was a rejection play. You can find it on page 51. It's called Entry Model 1. Now, look what happens. Clearly, you look for sometimes a break. Stop loss can be above, sometimes above the highs. You target, let's say, a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Right? Something in that manner is what we're looking for, right? This is a textbook setup, all right? An absolute textbook setup. Sometimes, you know, it can happen during different sessions. Obviously, you know, New York, London, you know, it all depends on the markets, etc. here. But that's an idea. Now, also, look at what happened in this range right here, because this was a previous range that was created right there. Okay, and we are still, you bet, right, in an overall uptrend right here. So we haven't broken structure yet. So what happened? Eventually, you could see it already here. This case, we utilized the fixed very high. It's all explained in the ebook. We'll go over it on stream. But look what happens. We utilize another range right here. This is the range. We have marked our level right now, which is the value area high. And simply look at what happened here. Price came down. Boom, on the 30 minutes. Sorry, there we go. Tapped into the fixed very high. Really nicely tapped into the fixed very high and broke out towards the upside as well here. So look at that rejection. Look at how this range hold. So you can see how a range, it can be extremely powerful if you understand how to utilize it when trading gold. It's crazy. It's really crazy, okay? If you target a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, then the reality is that if you win 50% of these moves, so 50% of these trades, you will make money in this game, okay? And your goal is to keep this as simple and direct as possible and simply just repeat this process over and over and over again. Don't get too emotional, right? Start optimizing, take a certain amount of trades and go from there, and then start stacking your data. And then with that data included, you start seeing what your win rate is. And if your win rate is 30%, you have some work to do, right? Your goal is to at least get towards that 50%. That's when you really start making money over time consistently, okay? That is the thought process in what I'm looking for. Now, I paused also my last combine here on purpose. I wanted to show you that later on as well. Here we are now fully or max funded as well here. That combine was extremely important to get to that max funding. Just all following the exact same process. So for the people who were saying, yeah, how consistent is it? Now, we have been doing this for months and months and months. 80% of all my setups, or 90% even, are these CERC and CME plays, okay? That's pretty much it for you. CERC, the consolidation, expansion, retracement, continuation, or the CME, the consolidation, manipulation, and then the expansion towards the upside or downside, whatever the direction is, right? Your bias is for the day. So that is the reality. A 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio, a minimum of 50%. Now, in this case, we reached 62%, which is really good. And that consistency will work out and will pay out over time, okay? So we're gonna talk about how do we draw the right ranges? What are the things to focus on? How do I know if I need to look for a long? How do I know if I need to look for a short? How do I get my bias, my daily bias? Like, all these things are things that we can discuss on the stream, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you out here. Yes, we take trades, etc., but I'm also here to turn you into a better trader. That's my mission. I want to turn you into a better trader. The fact that you're here at 8 a.m. shows me that you're committed, motivates me to just keep working and to just keep showing you that same process over and over and over again. Because if I can do it, you can do it too. It's very, very, I would not say easy. You need that understanding, right? You need the nuances. You need to have that experience. Once you have the skill, your psychology comes into play. There are a lot of things that can still fuck it up, especially in terms of closing trades too early, not letting your trades run, feeling confident, starting to take trades that you shouldn't be taking. Like, all these things are going to come over time. You have to work through that. And that's when you start turning yourself into a profitable trader. Usually, the most profitable traders went to the biggest shitholes in their life for a long period of time. That is the reality. So if that's something that you're feeling right now at this moment, don't worry, my friend, because this is all part of the game. Okay? Don't try to be right all the time. Start collecting data. Start collecting information. Start getting these trades done. Prove to yourself that what you do works. You have everything under control. Then start scaling. Okay? That's what we're here for. Okay, so let's talk gold right now. And let's get rid of the past. Let's talk about the present. Okay? And that is the following. Obviously, from a higher time frame standpoint, we are up. We haven't broken structure. Now, when do I decide to say, okay, now I think it's time to start looking more for shorts rather than long positions on gold here? Well, this range is an extremely important range for me, right? Because it shows me that buyers are still willing to hold price up, and especially above, let's say, the 3,750, okay? Going down to 3,740. As long as price stays above there, I have a very hard time with being bearish on gold. Really, I have a very hard time with being bearish, okay? Now, at the same time, we draw this range right there. That's great. We had the fixed value high right there. Okay, that's one. Now, at the same time, on the lower time frame though, we also have something that we call the internal structure, like the CME place. So this is a range right now that I'm looking at here, okay? So for that particular reason, you can see now that if you look at the POC, where are we now bouncing from, guys? Look at that, okay? You see that? Gold is holding up above that particular level right now at this current moment. So therefore, I'm still interested in longs at this current moment as well. I hope that makes sense, okay? But this is something that I'm interested in to see what we can do around this level right now. And is there a chance for us to go look for a long continuation play towards, you know, the highs, like somewhere up there towards that range here. Now, another layer is obviously we're following up with this trend. This trend is extremely clean. Like, that's just an additional layer. An intraday trend is what we call. It's something that we always talk about in our foundation. So if you go to page number 13, you can see that, right? Macro and then intraday, the intraday trend. comes with the micro technicals now. The combination is clear. Okay. Now the third layer right here is the correlation with the dollar. Okay. And there is a tool that you can use here. And this tool is called the correlation coefficient. So if you've never heard of this tool, highly recommend you to utilize it. This is what sets us apart, by the way, from the standard traders. Most traders that are trading candlesticks, they don't look at different charts. They don't understand what's happening on a broader level, on a broader scale, right? So they look at gold and that's it. What I like to do is I like to look at the dollar as well, when there is a negative correlation with gold. So for example, you go to the CC, you type it in the indicators, you type in the dollar index, DXY, you click on apply and look at that. Okay, it shows us right now on the 50-minute, we're sitting at a minus 0.79, all right? To me, that means that we're now negatively correlated. So that means I need to look at the dollar and see where the dollar is at. Like, what is the dollar doing, okay? So I go to the dollar chart here. This is the dollar chart right there. Let me actually use this one. And what we can see is that the dollar is very strong, right? The dollar has been pushing up today all day long. And you can see that gold has been coming down here. Gold has been pushing down while the dollar has been coming up. However, there is a clear difference happening right now, and that is that if you go to the higher time frame on the dollar, and this is kind of important because this is the dollar chart, then you can see right now that the dollar is going to face major resistance soon. Okay, look at that resistance that you're going to find here. The dollar is going to find major resistance very soon. The dollar is also tapping into what I call an 8-hour supply zone right around here. So that is important. Right? If the dollar reacts and it comes down and it starts pulling back, for example, or the chance is bigger that the dollar pulls back, will that benefit gold? Yes or no? Let me know in the chat. Will something like that benefit gold? Yes or no? Okay? That is a question that I have for you. Because if the dollar right now is in that rejection and the dollar is holding up very well, then it's getting very interesting because look at the dollar. The dollar right now is just struggling a little bit. It's still holding up very strong. Now, what I also want you to mark out is what happened on the dollar since 6 a.m. Okay, 6 a.m. right here. The dollar has been pushing up since 6 a.m. Again, quite aggressively. Okay, so that's roughly around here. You can see that. Dollar has been pushing up quite aggressively since 6 a.m. here. Okay, now look at gold. What has gold been doing since 6 a.m.? Look at that. This is where gold is at right now. You see that? 6 a.m. on gold and then 6 a.m. on the dollar. The dollar has been pushing up and gold has been pretty much stable, right? It has been ruffling around at the same level. Okay, so we call that relative strength. So that means that if the dollar, in this case, decides to roll over, okay, what I call relative strength is that gold doesn't really care now about the dollar continuing to push higher because the dollar has been pushing higher, yet gold is at that same level. All right, so gold is finding its support right now slowly and steadily. So that means that I can have a clear bullish bias, especially if the dollar, let's say, flips here. Right? If the dollar starts flipping and starts pushing down, then that could be a really good confirmation for us to say, hey, if the dollar flips bearish here and gold right now, for example, flips bullish, then that might be a good idea for us to start getting involved and go for another long position again. So let's say we flip this candle, entry model 1. I will be looking at something like this, like a follow through. I will put in my stop loss below that range, somewhere around there. And I would target a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. All right, something like that, right? The highs of that range, something in that manner, something like this pretty much, okay, is something that I will be willing to look at if indeed gold decides to flip and continue to go higher right there, okay? So these are all the layers that I put together to make a decision. It sounds very difficult. It's actually very, very easy. It's very easy. You can do this in 3 minutes. You understand where the dollar is at, you understand the relative strength, you understand the ranges and the levels, and then you have entry models for your confirmations for your setups here. Now, if I would win now 50% of my trades, so I would lose half, but I reached my 2-to-1 on average. Not every single trade, by the way, guys, has to be a 2-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Okay? It doesn't have to be, but if my average is a 2-to-1, then 50% is amazing, right? I lose, roughly speaking, around yeah, 50% of my trades, pretty much. But because my risk, my reward is higher than my risk, you know, I compensate for that. Okay. Now my goal is obviously as high as possible. My win rate every month, I want to have it as high as possible. There was a period where I was in a losing streak and I was sitting at a 30% win rate. That's not really bad. Like in terms of my results, it's not even detrimental, right? But that's my losing streak, quote unquote losing streak period, right? Where I lose more than I win. But I also have winning streaks, right? I also have an 80% winning streak over 10 trades where I win just trade after trade after trade. And that average is what we're looking at. All right. I hope that makes sense from there. So that's going to be my reasoning, my entry, targeting the highs. And then I'm going to put my stops below that low here. Something like that. Well, that makes sense for you guys right there. Lorenzo, how are you sharpening your edge consistently? Well, my goal consistently is just to always monitor what I do, not over the course of one trade, and not over the course of 2 trades or 3 trades. No. You know, I take 10 trades, 20 trades, 30 trades, and I reevaluate. I look at my results after 30 trades and I say, okay, if that's the case, 30 trades done. What is my result? What could I have done better? I'll analyze everything here. So this is my goal. My goal right now is to help you out, to explain you. Yes, live trading is one layer, but me trying to explain the process for you, showing you that it's possible. And trust me, if I can do it, if this guy can do it, then you can definitely do it. You can definitely do it. Okay? You can definitely do it. So if you are committed, type in I'm committed. And let's absolutely prepare. Let's crush Q4. I think Q4 is where we take over fully. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Once the volume starts kicking in, like hardcore during the 4th quarter, post-summer, I want to see payout after payout after payout after payout after payout after payout after withdrawal. Dollar seems to be very overextended right now. A short-term pullback. Even if the dollar does something like this, right? And continues to go higher. That's enough for us to capitalize, in my opinion. Once you go LTA, no going back. Well, thank you very much. I agree. I completely agree. Completely agree. Yes, man. We have to keep you guys updated, man. Just look at these levels. Every freaking time these levels hit, it's all about making sure that you do not miss out on these setups. That is your only objective, to not miss out on these particular setups. Okay, that's it. That's it. You need to be sharp as hell in order to make that happen. Okay? You need to be sharp as hell in order to make that happen. For sure. For sure. But anyways, no, I'm extremely proud of you guys here. You guys in the group have been absolutely crushing it over and over again, showing your setups here. And what I really like about you guys is that you guys, a lot of you guys are talking about the setup before. And that takes balls, that takes guts, right? And it takes confidence. If you are confident enough in what you're doing, you have no problem sharing your setups beforehand. right? That's what I believe. You can see that with you guys in the group. Absolutely next level. Also, just talking about certain setups. Obviously, these are the wins. Like the winning sections here, the payout section, etc., etc., etc. But no, I'm very proud of you guys. You guys have been absolutely doing really, 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 really well. Really well. Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up. That's it. Moody, will you join the Deep Charts platform? There is a big chance I will actually. Yeah, I think I might indeed sign up, see what's going on there. Yeah, I think I will do that for sure. I think the volume profile on Deep Charts, that's something that Fabio and that other guy, Andre, has created, which is pretty much an order flow kind of terminal like TradingView, but then with the volume profile very nicely explained where the buyers, sellers are, etc., etc. Very nice. I'm gonna try it for sure. Still sticking with my TradingView and stuff, right? But just on the side for sure. Yeah. Sure, absolutely. When says Fabio one of the best? Well, yes, 100%. And what does he use? Obviously, he's into the footprint stuff and the order flow stuff, which can gain you in ads. The reason why order flow can be beneficial is just to increase your risk to reward ratio. That's the main thing. That's why I believe it will increase your probability. It doesn't necessarily increase your probability, in my opinion, but it does increase your win rate, or not your win rate. Your risk to reward ratio, right? You can fine tune your stop loss so much better over time. But yeah, from a mechanical standpoint, I know where to put the stops. I personally have no issues with it right here, but I could increase my risk to reward ratio with it. But again, he's using volume, right? The volume profile all the time. He's talking about the value area low all the time. We have been talking about the value area low, the point of control for years now. For years. Yeah, I actually would love to see the 30-minute flip bullish. That would be really nice. Within the next 13 minutes. Yeah, I would love to see that. That's what I mean. Dollar is still pushing higher. Gold doesn't care anymore. It did before, not now anymore, not any longer. So Lorenzo, where do you put your stops? If we get triggered into a long here, I would say roughly speaking around or below this range. Not the wick, not the wicks, the body closure here. So something like that, right? Something like that. Lorenzo, what about the currencies right now at the moment? Let me see. This is all the cross-pair stuff. Let me actually look at the Euro USD. Euro USD has been coming down, of course, super hard. We were looking at longs here, by the way, already for like yesterday. I was in a Euro USD long. Broke even on that trade setup as well. And then after that, it started to just go up and down, up and down, up and down. For a long period of time, I was 1 hour in profit, and then price rolled over. It's what I talked about before already in terms of my setups here. Before here as well. But yeah, price didn't have that follow through the way I wanted it during the London session at the time. So yeah, then Trump came, Jerome Powell came speaking. I was like, you know what? Let's just wait. Let's just wait a day. Let's see what happens from there. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, geez. I am... whoop, let me check, actually, if everything is going good. Yes, I am long, guys. I'm in position. That's what I mean with that flip, that 30-minute flip that I was looking for. So now I want to see nice clean follow through here on the on gold. That's what I would love to see at least. Just a nice breakdown. We have that trend support as well. That's not, by the way, a reason for me to enter position, by the way, right? Just so you know that the trend it's just an additional layer. The actual layer is the POC here. You can see how the POC is holding up and how it's reacting here, right? That is what I mean. So yeah. Yeah, it's slightly different on gold spot, by the way, just so you guys know that in terms of stop loss positioning. But yeah, slightly different. But yeah, just so you know. Lorenzo, what do you usually risk per trade? Usually around... if I go half risk, it's $500 per trade per account. So these are 550k accounts. So $500. If I go normal risk, 1,000. I always weigh it. Like sometimes I go in half, sometimes I go in like full. Just depends on the it depends on the situation. Always have that issue. What is that? There we go. Lorenzo, how would you call this setup? This setup I would call a CME play. It's a bit overextended, to be honest, but it's that range internally. We come down, we tap into a larger range. So this is the CERC. Okay, it's a W formation that's forming right now. And the internal is a CME. So this is kind of the range. This is then the manipulation into the larger range, the higher high, higher low, and then the internal confirmation above that range. Hope that makes sense from that standpoint. The internal confirmation is sitting all around. Oh, it's sitting all around. Yeah, it's sitting all around this range right here. Mohammed says, hi Lorenzo, I wanted to ask you a question. Why every time when I use the CET report and I want to move like smart money, but I lose? No, I'm using order flow and footprint, and I see a little bit of result. CET report, and I want to move like smart money, but I lose. No, this is why we have developed our own proprietary higher time frame macro fundamental indicators that are all related to the CT data, because I found with just the raw data itself, people see, people look at the data completely different, like completely wrong, in my opinion. Let me show you what I mean, okay? There is an indicator that I created. It's free for everyone. It's called the commitment of traders. Right here. This is on the euro, but let's go to gold, for example. Boom. By the way, it's the only serious solid COT indicator that shows the raw data on TradingView. I haven't seen anything better than this, by the way. So you can get this for free in our Discord. You can go to our Discord and get this one right here. But anyways, they look at longs, right? And they look at just the large speculators, the institutional traders going long on gold for a particular reason. And they take that for granted. However, there is much more that comes to it, okay? It's not always about the positioning. It's also about the extremes. Because if that number that you just saw is an average position, then there's nothing special about it. Then that doesn't mean anything. It's about how is that positioned, right? How are they positioned against how they usually are positioned? So if they are more long than in the last 6 months, for example, that should tell you something, okay? That should tell you something. So that is in essence what we are looking at and what we're doing here. And we've built a complete library of information. So around gold, we click here on gold and we have all the data telling us exactly what to do, when to focus on what. And then we have set our alerts. And then we know, okay, now it's important to look at the CT data, yes or no. Okay? If you want to have more information about the indicators, you can find that into the docs page. You go to docs.xlimitless.com and that leads you to all the information of how this works, why it works, and it's also in the ebook, by the way. Yeah, it is also in the ebook. So dollar's still pushing. Come on, baby, stop pushing. So that's gonna help gold. That's gonna help gold. That is gonna help gold. I'm very impressed how strong gold is holding up, by the way, just so you know. I'm very impressed how strong gold is holding up against the dollar. Last week you analyzed that gold would drop. You sold but got stopped out by $10. To me, your analysis is no different from that of a beginner. When did I sell gold? You just don't pay any attention. You're just a little bit quick to judge. You're one of those guys. Anyone in the chat, let me know. Did I enter a short on gold? Or did I had a setup on gold? If price would break down, if price would give me the confirmation there, I would go short. It's a big difference. That is a big difference. There was a setup, was invalidated. Lorenzo, what do you think about the order floor, footprint, deep work? Would you recommend me to do it or study it? I think it's great. If you want, you can always study order flow. There's nothing bad about it. Why? Because you learn about the basic market dynamics. But don't think it's like the magic sauce and that's going to magically turn you into a profitable trader. Like I keep saying that. People think, oh, I need this to become profitable. Or I need that to become profitable. If you just believe in someone's strategy, okay, you just say, okay, this is a strategy that I believe in. This is a strategy that I want to follow. Then I'm gonna commit to this strategy, and I'm not gonna go and go around try to find something better in 2 weeks. And when it's going bad for a couple days, I'm not gonna turn around and say, oh, it's the strategy. No, my friend, it's you. It's you. It's a skill issue. Okay. That's what we're trying to get rid of. So if you start and you focus on something, then be consistent with it. You just have to conclude for yourself. Is this a strategy that I believe in, that I want to follow? If it's not, it's fine. You go somewhere else. You look up another strategy. Right? But at some point, you will come across something where you have to commit to. You cannot start changing things around every freaking 5 days. Okay? It's not going to work out in your favor. You need to commit to something and stick to it. That's it. That's my opinion. Lorenzo, why so many people prefer to trade gold futures rather than gold spot? Can you explain the differences? I don't know, man. Some people just prefer futures. You know, in terms of, it doesn't really matter for me, honestly. Like, it just, honestly, for me, it doesn't really matter too much, to be honest. I like CFDs. I trade CFDs. I like CFDs. I like CFDs as well. It doesn't really matter for me. Goldie. Forever says EU looks interesting. Why? What's happening on EU, man? I saw that trade right here, right? I saw this breaking down. I saw this losing its vibes here, it breaking structure. That was a really nice, clean breakdown. Yeah, I think we're quite over. I think we need to wait and see, sit it out a little bit with EU, to be honest. Yeah, I think gold is the one to focus on right now. A little bit. Jana says, sometimes it's hard for me to understand. Sometimes it's hard for me to understand if it's a CERC or CME. How do you know for sure that is not a manipulation? That's a great point. You cannot know for sure. That's the answer to it. All right. This is where risk management comes into play. If you win 50% of your time, but your risk reward is positive, then you should become profitable. So that's one layer. Now, you need still an edge, right? That's obvious. You need an edge. Otherwise, it's not going to work out long term. So how do you gain an edge? Well, this is where relative strength comes into play. And this is exactly what we're waiting for. We're waiting for the dollar to chill the fuck out a little bit. So for example, if the dollar and gold are negatively correlated, right? So gold is negatively correlated, and it doesn't necessarily mean that gold always has to drop this much and dollar this much, or comes up this much. That's not the way we're looking at correlation. We're looking at correlation in terms of what is on average positively or negatively correlated on average. Now, gold dollar, they have a negative correlation. That's just facts. Higher time frame for sure. Most of the time we look at a negative correlation. Not always, most of the time. Then we look at two things. So we're looking at the dollar being in support. Okay, dollar gets to a higher time frame, let's say support level. And gold creates a range, a high, right? The dollar starts pushing up, for example, and then gold breaks down. And this is like the CME, right? This is what we call a CME, so the consolidation, manipulation, expansion. Dollar is in support. Dollar starts pushing higher or giving us a confirmation. And then I'm looking for the short continuation, right? So I look at the dollar. I look at the relative strength against the dollar in order to make my decision. And Yeah, even then, I don't even have to win every single trade. So yeah. So if you are new here, okay, we stream on a Tuesday till Thursday. Yesterday we didn't because of Trump, because of Jerome Powell. At 8 a.m. EST. Okay, mark this out in your calendar, my friend. And show up on time so you don't miss the breakdown before we get to work, before we start taking setups, before we explain things over time. It's a long-term vision, all right? A long-term vision. It's crazy how long gold is holding up here. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Lorenzo, are you only funded on Top Step? Yeah, currently yes, only funded on Top Step, max funding on Top Step, and then of course private capital. I like it this way. All right, I like to take swing trades as well. Once Q4 hits, I will be there, taking my swing setups personally, privately, and just scraping these payouts on Top Step. For now, on Top Step. I'm going to start with funded next soon again, get back into the CFDs. I've been introducing the cross pairs again to the community, so that's also something that I want to do. So what is the ultimate? The ultimate is, this is the ultimate, okay? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. EST. I don't know what time it is for you. Let me know where you're from. But 8 a.m. EST, I want you to be here. We're gonna win, we're gonna lose, we're gonna make money over time. That's what we're gonna do. Gonna show you the wins, gonna show you the payouts, gonna show you the process, gonna show you the strategy. Now you have the trading warm up. You have downloaded the free ebook, which contains all the information. So when you kick off the stream with me, what I want you to do is I want you to have this thing either in front of you, okay? Printed out, that's one layer. Some people do that, but some guys have been printing this shit out, okay? You can see it on my Instagram all the time. People print this shit out. Or you just say, you know what? I'm just gonna keep it digital. Gonna keep it open. One tab, and then the streams on the other tab, and then on the other tab, training view. And then we go to work. All right, then we go to work. It's all free. It is all free. In order for you to do so, but if you want to take it to the next step, then simply join our Telegram group, which is also free to join. You need to do sign up with Vantage with $350 on your account, and then if I start selling or sharing my setups and all that stuff here, besides the live streams, by the way, because sometimes I'll enter my trades outside of the streams. It's just what it is, right? So if that's the case, then You want to be in our group as well for that exact reason. So you sign up, you put 350 bucks in your account. You trade with that account. We benefit from that. Obviously, we're not going to hide it, right? It's a win-win for both of us. Market expert says I printed it. I'll be getting the book printed, man. Hey, listen, we want to sell the shit for the people that really want it. But right now, you have to do it with your own printer, man. Or you get it printed somewhere. That's it. That's it. That's it for now. Damn, just break the let's break the highs. Break the highs. Yeah, now do you work with the VWAP? I think the VWAP can be really powerful. I haven't been really using the VWAP too much. We have our confirmations. But honestly, gold has been freaking unstoppable, man. Wow. After the summer, that breakout. I don't know. Who listened to Trump's speech yesterday? He pretty much destroyed the whole European Union. Verbally. Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Show your settings of the volume profile and top step. 128.70. 128.70. Now, you should actually watch the speech. It was actually really good. Yeah, it was actually really good. He, you know, yeah, surprisingly. Yeah. Yeah, definitely check it out. Check it out. The liberals hate it. Some liberals hate it. Conservatives love it. Have you ever been in Paris, Lorenzo? Yes, of course, my man. I'm from Amsterdam, right? Rotterdam, actually. Man, I need to be careful what I'm saying. Rotterdam. City in the Netherlands. It's very close to Paris. It's actually just, what, 4 hours? No, 5 hours driving. That's the thing about the Netherlands, man. People underestimate the convenience of Europe. Truly. I could literally, if you have money, right, and you can go with the jet. I'm just saying. Let's say I've made the money. You filled your bags. You can go with the jet at any moment in time. Yeah. You can be in Paris in 1 hour from Amsterdam. You can be in Spain, Barcelona, Madrid in 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You can be in Milan in 3 hours. You can be in Berlin in 30 minutes. You can be in London in 30 minutes. You can be in Greece in 4 hours. It's freaking freezing in the Netherlands, and it's 30 degrees in Greece. It's a 4-hour flight. That's the convenience of Europe. That's the power of Europe. That's what I love about it. Visit Croatia. I loved it there. Yeah, Croatia, Romania, Bulgaria, all these countries are beautiful. Serbia. I watched a documentary about a Romanian dictator that they killed years ago, by the way. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. I don't know why I'm watching it. YouTube sometimes recommend me some crazy shit. But anyways, watch that. Watch that. It's very interesting. Romanian dictator killed. Very interesting, by the way. Okay, nice breakout, guys. Nice breakout. Nice breakout. Look at the POC. The point of control here. All right. That is the CME game. Let's see if we can actually continue now. All right. We don't know. It's a bit tricky today. Seems a bit tricky today. But I like that push. I like that push overall, yeah. I do. I'm gonna put my stops below the lows. So I'm half risk in now. I don't want to see it coming down again in this case. So I'm reducing my risk exposure a little bit after the breakout. All right, I'll be right back. Dollar keeps trying to push. Craziness. Very strong. Very strong. The gold is holding up. So if the dollar just would just say, you know what? We're in that resistance right now. Let's just at least create a short-term pullback. It would help us tremendously. It would help us like crazy, honestly. It really would help. I do, however, like how this 50-minute candle opened without a top wick. Hi, Lorenzo. Hi, guys. It's my first time here. How do you identify the best setups using resistance, support, or any indicators? So we use something that we call the hidden support and resistance levels, all right? And we're using that by utilizing a tool called the fixed range volume profile. And we like to apply this to different types of levels here. It could be a swing low to a swing high. That could be one. You can see that the swing value area low is right here. Look at that reaction. The swing value area low. That's the bottom. Look at this range, the POC, the area where the most volume has been traded. Look at how it bounced back. These are what we call the hidden support and resistance zones, or you could better say the real support and resistance level. So to answer your question, my friend, welcome. The conclusion is we use volume analysis on the futures chart, but also on spot. Owanda has been working very well for me. And we execute through that here. So if you're new, download the ebook for free. All the information is in there. You can find it. Show up tomorrow. Okay? Get back to work. Tomorrow. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. EST. And also join our Telegram. Get aware. Be aware of what all the guys are doing here. Sharing their setup, sharing their wins. Constantly sharing with you the exact setups that you're looking for. Get familiar. Get that rapid feedback loop. When you execute position here, ask, hey guys, what do you guys think about this? What do you guys think about that? Okay? That's what you can do. So welcome. Looking forward to see what we can do. I always say, stop using traditional support and resistance levels on the lower time frame and use volume instead and see what happens with your win rate. If you understand the system and the process that comes with the system. How many pips are we talking? 50. Okay. That's a good start. Bro, you gotta up your thumbnail game. Yeah, I know. We're working on it, my friend. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Thanks for the reminder, by the way. It's actually the truth. This was 58. This is 112. Oh, we already reached our 1R, actually. Lorenzo, why don't you trade this to 2R? In this case, it's relatively tight. To be really honest with you, it is relatively tight. What I'm trying to do here right now is I'm trying to see how far we can take it. Stops are definitely going to go and break even once we reach the 74. We already kind of reduced our risk a little bit today. Just the market is just a bit choppy, right? It's better to just play it a bit more defensive here. Arian, just joined for the first try. And when do you stream? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Matter of fact, if tomorrow is good, if the market looks nice, I will be streaming tomorrow as well. Just because of the fact that I couldn't stream yesterday. So I will be streaming tomorrow, but usually it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 8 a.m. EST. You get there, 8 a.m. You take your coffee or your tea. You have your book in front of you, and we get to work. Boom. Oh, sorry, I don't. So today's Wednesday, right? I mean Friday. Yeah. This case, potentially Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, because of the fact that I couldn't stream yesterday because of Trump and stuff. So, yeah, Friday. It's retracing. It will hit stops. Okay. Then we hit our stop loss. That's okay. If you don't trust it and you say, look, you know, then get out of the position, right? If you don't trust the setup or process, then you just get out of your position right now, right? Get out of your, at least take your stops on break even. Get out. I have a certain amount of rules, you know, sometimes I'm going to go into profit and I hit my stop loss after that. And yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, you know, results over time, right, should prove the point here. Your results over time should prove and should give you and build you that confidence. So, and losses are part of it, you know. Losses and things like that are part of the game. That is just the reality. So... What is profit factor? Profit factor is the total amount of gains against the total amount of losses you made. So let's say over the course of the month, right? We made $13,000 in profit and we lost around $4,000. So that is a 3.17 profit factor. We are rejected from the very low of the range above. Yes, I know. However, I wanted to see that follow through that breakout, you know, macro perspective, larger range play, consolidation, expansion, trade, continuation, W formation, internal break above this range, and then turning that into support. So yeah, of course I wanted to see that follow through. Obviously I wanted to see that follow through, but yeah. I'm not going to change my stop loss here. I'm going to leave it and see what's up after. Francis, volume is pumping now. Hopefully we see the dollar pullback. Yeah, that's going to really help, man. That's going to really helping. I agree. Hey Lorenzo, how are you doing? Can you please check the New Zealand dollar yen and give me your opinion? We can do that after gold and stuff. Because we're going in half risk now, there is a chance I can still re-enter a position later if we get a confirmation. Let's say if we get stopped out. But we'll have to wait and see. Wow, it says, mate, the range volume profile helped me so much. I just started a 100K and now with... Did I got hit over? Ooh. Close. I started 100K now with 1% plus. I made money with my 10K and invested now in a new challenge. The price levels of the 50-minute are so powerful. Of the volume profile are so powerful. Good, thanks, man. Here you go, man. It's true, it's true. The proof is in the pudding. Come on, baby. Hold this POC level. We need a gold song. Let's put on the gold song. We have a gold song, it's true. We didn't leverage the gold song in full. That is actually not really that good. That's true, I agree with you. Hello, brother. How are you? I'm in a trade. Following your strategy. Nice. Amazing. I'm close to my stops. Unfortunately, we were up 1 hour and we reversed. Some people say like, why, if you are 1 hour, why don't you take profits? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, the reality is I cannot. I have my rules. I have my strict rules. I've back tested it thousands of times. I know exactly what works better, and that is to let my trade run. Sometimes I can put my stops on break, but not in this circumstance. I'm waiting for gold, the hard drop of gold to big consolidation within the 3,300, 3,500. Okay. I'm out. Unfortunately. Let me put this in my, give me 1 second. Okay, we're out half risk though, so that is good. We reduced our stops. Gonna see how gold responds around here again. Give it one more shot if you have the confirmation. Euro is now broken through the Sunday open and the previous weekly Sunday open. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Loopfight says, I just started following your concept and I can tell you it's legit, but I'm shorting gold because it's on the current weekly PUC, my view. Okay. Okay, from where? The current weekly. I like it. I like the idea. What I would love to see though is a break below this range first. What is your win rate? It can totally, it's so hard to say what my win rate is. Over time, I can tell you it is 60%-ish with a 2-to-1 restored ratio. But there are gonna be periods where I break. There are gonna be periods where I lose half of my trades. There are gonna be periods where I win 80% of my trades. It really depends. So what I'm gonna do here, yeah, obviously gold is coming down. It pushed up 50 pips from our entry, then reversed after that rejection, pretty much. So yeah, now we're kind of in the middle, right? Now we're kind of in the middle where it's still holding up. It's still holding these levels. It's holding the fix very low, the swing very low. It's holding the most important levels right now. We haven't seen a closure yet below the POC either. It's all about follow through. There is also a chance that gold today just will not do anything, and gold will just start, keep ranging. That's it. It's actually textbook setup on page 47. It is, but keep in mind keep the macro in mind though, the macro bias, right? Higher time frame buys. Are you going to re-enter? I might actually do if we, it depends on the closure. And it depends on the dollar now. See where the dollar is at right now. Still holding up very well. Gold refuses to break below the 37.60. Future says, fuck you, I lost my money. Listen, if you don't understand what we're doing here, you just come, you see me taking a trade, you think, oh, this guy, 100K subs, he's the GOAT, he's gonna do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna follow him blindly and I'm gonna make money 100% of the time. Yeah, bro, you have zero understanding of what trading is about. Honestly, you're very, 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 very disappointing, my friend, okay? That's just not how it works. That's not how it works. Okay? That is not how it works. Yeah, you're gonna lose money. You're gonna lose money 40% of the time, at least. You're gonna lose 40% of the time. Let me know where you guys are from, by the way. Let me know in the chat where you guys are from. I'm actually kind of curious. We have some Indians in the chat. Morocco, Sweden, Netherlands, Germany, Croatia, Belgium, Bahrain, India, Sweden, Kenya. I'm following you for a year. The true responsible trader I've seen online. Colombia, Alaska, Egypt, Kenya, Australia. Nice. Vanessa says, don't copy the stream, study the book instead, backtest and come back and follow the stream again. You will be able to understand and trade with conviction, with adequate risk management. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you listen, the thing is, right? I can keep showing, this is the reality of the streaming game, right? I can keep showing my profits. I can keep showing my my trades, my overtime, the month September, October, August, November. I can show every month of the year and show all my results. But if you lose a trade, people get emotional, right? That's just because they don't understand the strategy. They come here, they don't learn, they don't listen, they don't take it serious. They don't really want to step up. They don't really want to become profitable. They're obsessed with making money. They're not obsessed with learning how to trade. And these are like the quote unquote consequences right there. That is what's going to happen over time. So if you then take a trade and you lose the trade and you have no understanding of why we're here and what we're doing here, yeah, then I suggest you to never take a trade from me again, ever. By default, not. Hooray, Lorenzo, after a long time, welcome back. Yeah, thank you, man. It's good to be back, for sure. It's amazing. For now, Goldie is doing what Goldie does here. We're breaking down. Dollar is still holding up really well. Let's see what the community has been doing in the meantime, while we're waiting for gold to close. Andre, you're USD short. Shout out. Andre, my friend. Congratulations, my friend. That's a nice setup right there.
Right, better.
Hey, G. Sorry, who?
So you took the trade?
I don't know. It might be because it's connected with Bluetooth, so connection might get bad.
So Andre, you took the trade on the euro, yeah?
Oh, Liam speaking. Wait, I can't hear them.
Yes,
Hold
I took it.
Okay.
And willing probably to write it down as dollar keeps pushing and probably going for the other supply.
All right. Now I can hear you.
Amazing. So where did you took the trade from?
From the Sunday Open, and it's an EM4 at the break of the early previous Sunday Open.
Very nice, man.
Pretty aggressive entry with a tighter stop loss, but it's already risk-free.
Yeah. Liam, you have been crushing oil.
Hey, my man.
You have been crushing oil on the trailing floor like crazy.
Yes,
this is actually, this is nuts. How many trades are that?
Cheers,
4
man.
trades? You've been
Yeah,
scaling.
I'm in the 4th now. Yeah, I haven't been. I've been indeed. Yeah, I've been just looking for a bit of momentum on this previous one. As in the Telegram, I put my what I was looking out for and entries, and yeah, they're coming out to play. So yeah, getting close to 1 hour, but it's a bit of a tease right now. But we'll see. And then yeah, man, took natural gas earlier.
Yeah.
It came back.
Nice.
Came back, took out break even. They took out break even, and then came back up again. So yeah, man, it's going well, bro.
Nice. You've been absolutely crushing the energies, eh? That's your thing, the energy sector. Oil,
Yeah,
natural
it
gas.
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They have to keep zooming out, make sure we don't get trapped in the choppy range,
Yeah.
and know when to be, like you said before, like many times, know when to be aggressive on risk, when not to be.
Yeah.
These are all half risks coming up. I would like this to break here, but we've got the supply above, so I'm not anticipating a real big move. But yeah, bro.
Amazing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, cheers. Amazing. Keep it up. Okay, that's an interesting closure, actually. If this 50-minute candle holds up here and we re-break that PUC level, there might still be some hope for today. Let's see. Ryu, where's Ryu, man?
Would be
Damn.
Sunday Open would be my
So is it like I lost the position here and you guys are all absolutely taking over, or what's going on here?
That's our time to shine. We learn from the best.
Okay.
Learn from the greatest.
Okay. Okay.
Your turn to give back a little bit so we can take something for once.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Man, Ryu, what are you in, man? The Japanese yen, yeah.
Yeah, that one hit the full TP couple hours. Yeah, couple minutes ago.
Amazing. I see it already from the range break. The expansion
Yes,
retracement.
Exactly from this range here.
Very nice.
Break below, retest.
Perfect. Perfect stop loss above the previous range right there. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Clean.
Yes.
Do you put your stops on break even after 1 hour? Or you leave it running.
Yes, I did put on the 1 hour because the dollar was at that 12-hour supply.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Here, so I went on a stop loss on break even.
Yeah, you just saw the dollar just continuing to push up higher, right?
Yes.
Really taking advantage of this right there. Okay. Amazing. Yeah, keep it up. Keep it up, guys. Good job today. Good work.
Cheers, brother. We'll do.
Yeah,
Cheers.
yeah, very
Thank you.
nice. Very good job. Very good job. That's what I mean, man. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people streaming in the trading floor for our London session and New York session. Yeah, and these guys absolutely crushed it today. So that's a great example of how we all utilize the same strategy. Gold didn't work out for me, but these guys are absolutely crushing it on the currencies with the dollar strength right there. Absolutely nuts. So if you want to join the trading floor as well, then what you can do is you can go and click on this link right here and open an application. Right there. Let me actually see where I can find it here. Get apply here. Boom. You fill in this form. Okay. And we go from there. It's very important. We pre-select the right people in our group. We want to make sure that you are the right fit for our community regardless. So in order to join our trading floor and to trade with the guys throughout the London sessions, as well as New York, besides the live streams on YouTube, we need to make sure that you are, the right fit for our community. So you can sign up, fill in some information, very specific information. If you look at your start, how long you have been trading, for example, you can say, okay, I've been trading for 6 months to 2 years. Okay. How did you find us? YouTube. Okay. Like, why did you decide to become a trader? Like, all these things are important for me to get a better understanding of who you are, what you're doing. And then we'll make sure that we select you here. Okay? That is the way to do it. Just imagine this throughout, I don't know if you're working or not. Depends if you're working, but if you're not working, or if you are working, even if you're working, you can just put on the streams at the back, listen to it on the side, and get to work this way. Dollar seasonality strong. Yeah, well, we know by default for sure, and that's just something that I have to acknowledge, that the dollar after the FOMC was performing very, very well, right? Very, very well here. So we had this huge breakout, this range. We mark out the range here. We saw the break above the range. We turned the POC into support. That was pretty much the ultimate reversal signal right here, and that was just the lift off. So the consolidation here, the manipulation here, and then the expansion towards the upside there. Super nice. However, I did expect, or I'm still do potentially expect at least some sort of pullback for potential continuation play. So that's what I'm looking for, and this is why we marked out that higher time frame resistance. But I have to say, the dollar is holding up really strong. It's holding up very well. Lucifer, there are legends on the trading floor. Yes, sir, I agree. How can I get access to the trading floor? Sign up. Sign up. Fill in the application. Okay. What are you waiting for from gold? The only thing I'm waiting for right now is a re-break above this high and see if we can turn it into support. That's it. That's the only way I would be looking to enter here. Like until we haven't, or like this. Okay, yesterday we saw the Trump thing, price came down, but this range right now is where I have my main focus on. So if we break this range and we take out this range right here, that is bearish for gold, man. If we start breaking and taking out that low here, or we start turning that range into resistance, then it's, you know, the tide is turning from that moment onwards, you know, for sure. But we're still above it. So any internal confirmation, you know, we bounce super aggressively from the fixed for a high here of this range. Robert, I just filled out the application and scheduled my VIP. Nice. Nice, Robert, my friend. Welcome. So gold is still holding up above the swing, very low. This is where we bounced from beforehand. So if we break below and we close below this level, obviously we're dealing with like a very clear invalidation for the New York session longs, because from that moment onwards we're going to come down, and then we have to wait and see what happens there, etc, etc. But if we manage to hold this 3760 level and we reclaim the fixed PSC at 3764, 3765, then it's still worth checking here. So I'm just simply waiting for that to happen here. Either a closure above or closure below. Closure below will be an invalidation. Do you reckon the dollar is going to fall? It is currently at resistance. I mean, it's definitely, it's going to have a hard time here for sure. It's going to have a hard time. It is strong. It's holding up very well, but it's going to have a hard time. Too many higher time frame areas of supply right now that we need to break first. But hey, it's holding up. For now, it's holding up very well. And this is why I still think that gold, for example, right now, it's still, even though gold came down here, it came up and then it dropped a little bit here and it's at this level, even for that particular reason. If you look at where the dollar was, right? Let's say at the beginning of the stream, and that's like, well, 2 hours ago. Pretty much 8.15, right? That's roughly around here. So this is where gold was. Actually highlight this. This is where gold was at 8.15 when we started to stream here. So let me just put an arrow. This is where gold was at the beginning of the stream. If you go to the dollar, right, in 8.15, let's just quickly look at it there. This is where the dollar was, right? This is where the dollar was at 8.15. So the dollar has been pushing up super aggressively. Gold is, you know, literally just got rejected from that same level as where it opened up. Obviously, this leans bearish, but if we reclaim it, it can still reverse. Let's see from there. How can I get access to the LTA indicators? This also comes with the VIP as well here. So you get a whole package. The live trading floor, the LTA concepts, video series, the indicators are included. The explanation is included. And also all the data that comes with the indicators, right? So you don't have to backtest things for yourself. The alert system comes with that. I just think from the perspective, right? We get a macro, we get an alert. We look at this alert and react to that alert. For example, the euro, okay? Overvaluation on the dollar. This was at the 17th of September. Like, we look at that data. You can click here. It leads you directly to the data, okay? Now, in this case, euro overvaluation means the chances of the euro dropping is significantly higher, okay? Now, imagine that then turns into an analysis on the macro on the higher time frame. Now, since the 17th, we have to wait and see here. We have to look here. 17th of September. We topped out. This is the top. Right there. That's when the dollar reversed. All right, so that's a higher time frame thing that you get. That's one of these alerts that we have in our Discord. And that leads us to the trading floor, where we talk about these alerts. We execute upon the lower time frame confirmations. And that then results into, obviously, you know, all the wins that come with that. Okay. Kareem, Euro USD short trade. Entry model 1 on the previous daily value area low. Look at that beautiful rejection of the range, the break, the retest, and the sell-off, right? Textbook setup for us. Absolutely textbook. That whole process from higher to lower time frame, it's on the ebook. We talk about this all the time, like the higher to lower time frame. Gives you that complete framework when you are in the VIP. The macro fundamentals, the alert, the macro technicals, right? The trading floor, then looking for the setups, then to execute the position. So proven concept through real data, all right? No garbage, real backtested data. Most people don't backtest, or they don't take the time to backtest. Some people just backtest the execution model, but there is also something that you can call a bias. If this happens, how big is the chance that price will come down? Or if this happens, how big is the chance that for the next 10 days, price will go up? And how many bullish setups can we get out of that next 10 days? Or how many bearish setups can we get out of that next 10 days on the euro? So a bias is everything, right? People tend to backtest, for example, look at gold. People tend to backtest, for example, the euro, just purely on the execution. So all lower time frame, execution. And that's great. But what people forget to backtest is their bias. Like, how do you get to a bias? And how do you get to that point where you believe that for the next 10 days, longs are going to be more favorable? Gold's holding up really well, by the way. It's still holding up very well. Let's see where we close in 10 minutes. I think that will give us the perfect answer here. If gold closes below or above the fixed PSC, it's interesting. If it closes below the value low here, the pink line or the purple line, then it's a sign to say, okay, it's better to stay out right now. Hey Lorenzo, how are you doing? Can you please check the New Zealand dollar yen and give me your opinion? I mean, while we're waiting for gold, yes. We can do that. We can check it out here. New Zealand dollar yen. How many of you guys trade Forex, by the way? Like, let me know in the chat, please. I'm actually going to do a poll right now. I'm actually very curious. I only execute on futures, CFD, or on both. Let me know, please. Let me know in the chat. I actually want to know this. This is actually super interesting, super important for me to grasp, to understand here. Yeah, we took a massive short position on the New Zealand dollar against the yen a couple days ago. Yeah. For now, the bias is still bearish. New Zealand dollar is the weakest currency right now. Oh, here was our trade, actually. This was the trade that we took. We took the range. We took the entry right there, stop loss above the high of the range, and we targeted a 2-to-1. And then what happened after that? We saw another range right here. We broke down, we pulled back into what? The fixed very low. We sold off twice. Look at that, man. Look at the craziness. Right there. We sold off again. So we sold off here. And we sold off below this level right here. New Zealand dollar is weak. There is nothing to say. There is no reason to become bullish suddenly out of nowhere. It just hasn't been performing well. So right now, we're dealing with a little bit more of a flat range. We just broke out here. We have this range right here. We actually got rejected from the fixed very high of this range. Look at that. Right here, range, break, retest, sell off. Couldn't break above the very high. And now we're breaking down. So obviously what you want is you want to break structure, pull back, and continue down lower. Like there's nothing now that could tell me, oh, I should become bullish right now. So it's still holding up, yeah, really weak here. But yeah, especially, man, well, if you trade cross pairs and you understand how this works in terms of volume and ranges, you can see how powerful the setups are on cross pairs sometimes as well. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. So yeah, that's your answer right there. Six minutes. Breakdown. I am happy that we reduced our risk today. That I decided to move it lower or higher for that reason. Because like I said, it wouldn't really matter. Like if when price broke structure here to the upside, when we were in position here, we were up 50 pips, price broke up, and we had that closure. Which was actually a really nice closure, by the way. It was actually a perfect closure right there. It made sense to put our stops from here to here and reduce our risk by half. Because if price would roll over and it would stop me out here, the chances of price continuing lower would have been just higher. And I would have been stopped out underneath these lows anyways as well. So that was definitely a good move right there overall. Just reducing some exposure in order for me to at least not get my full risk hit. Kappa says, hello LC, I'm your new subscriber. Hope to learn from you more. Amazing, my friend. Have you downloaded the ebook already? Welcome, by the way. Hope you're doing well. Good to have you on the streams. If you haven't downloaded your ebook yet, then download the ebook in the chat. The link will pop up right now. And then let's meet up tomorrow, 8 a.m. EST. And every day I'm trying to showcase some of our insights through our book. And if you don't understand, by the way, and this is also another layer, if you don't understand some wording, then I recommend to go to the end, okay? The glossary, we call that, on page number 200, X 300, sorry. Then you can see what everything means, right? Everything is explained as well. Every wording, all the wording that we utilize, we call that a glossary, okay? Sometimes you think, oh, what the fuck is a non-reportable? Okay. For how long have you been trading, and how long did it take you to become consistently profitable? I've been trading already since 2017, so that's what, almost 8 years now. But I must say the last 5 years were really, like, this is where, you know, things went up really well. And I've been trading the same strategy now pretty much since the last 3 years. Okay, so it was definitely like 5 years for me, which is really long, actually. Way longer than it, in my opinion, should be, to be honest. But, you know, I've been trading the same strategy now for roughly around 3 years, right? Or variants of the strategy, but I've also been using the same framework for my approach, for my trading approach. And pretty much I've been just optimizing ever since. So after 5 years, the last 3 years, we're just purely optimizing. The thing with trading is, like, it is truly an infinite money glitch if you just go through the hard work, you go through the pain, you understand the larger picture of what you're doing. Like, you're not obsessed with each individual trade. You're not, you know, emotionally attached to the outcome of each trade. You're not obsessed with making money. The moment you start thinking about how much money you can make, that's the moment when things go usually really bad. Okay, so even though I'm up, let's say 9K, now 8.5K, let's say, on that one account, I had 4 accounts having that, right? I always remove my balance for that particular reason here, because I don't want to be confronted with my current balance all the time, because it distracts me from my purpose of being in a position and treating a trade as an individual trade without thinking about, oh, I'm up this much now, my balance is this much now, what's going to happen if I hit this? Oh, maybe I reach the 10K now, I want to reach the 10K. Now I'm going to hold my trade until I reach the 10K. And I start, I pretty much fuck myself up completely. So for the particular reason, pretty much just work my way towards that same process right here. Sparky says, to create my current strategy, I started by reading your ebook, and initially I used your strategy. Then I found a way to develop it, and then I modified it, and now have an even higher win rate. That's amazing. So you're talking about like automation? Arian says, I'm the noob in the building. What is the nature of your strategy? The nature of our strategy is what I call volume and price. So a lot of people are focusing on volume and time. So they're looking at volume and time. So they have a standard volume indicator or whatever, and they look at the amount of volume traded during a specific time. That doesn't give me personally enough information. So what I'm looking for instead is volume and price. So instead of volume and time, I focus on volume and price. And what I want to know is during a certain period of time, on what price level was the most volume traded. So for example, we can use any range right here. We mark out the range from the left to the right. That gives me a red line. That's the point of control. That means that during that time period, on this price level, on gold, 37.83, the most volume was traded. Okay, so when price pulled back into that level and it showed that it couldn't break above it, you could see that at that moment, sellers were officially in control. So the most orders were executed on this level. So that's by default interesting. The reason why that's interesting, because the more orders are executed at a certain level, the more interest there is for some reason. Like the more institutional interest there is at that exact price level. So this is why we use volume and price, and why we want to participate, and where we believe the real institutional order flow participates. That's the reasoning for our positioning, and we created a strategy around that. It's called LTA Concepts. It's an execution model that uses the volume profile with structure, correlations, relative strength, all things around it. So it gives this setup itself more context, so you know if you can take it or not. Okay, guys, we closed below the swing very low here. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. I'm going to keep the stream a little bit shorter. We were in position. We came up. We were in profit. 1 hour price reverse took us out. We reduced our risk by half. That was a good move. If we left our full risk open, we would have got stopped out on a 1 hour loss. So that would have not been nice. That would have been a $1,000 loss instead of a $500 loss. So that's decent. Okay. My recommendation here is to come up tomorrow again. And if you understand the strategy, you understand the approach that we're doing here, it's about the long-term process of what we call the trading strategy, the LTA Concepts Trading Warm-Up. Okay, get involved, download the book or not if you don't like it. If you're interested in it though, download the book, get back to the streams tomorrow at 8 a.m. EST, and we'll repeat the same process over and over again. All right, we do this on a Tuesday, we do this on a Wednesday, and we do this on a Thursday. So that is something that you can join for free all the time. Okay, if you want to take it to the next step, you can join our Telegram group. Our Telegram group is in the description. You can click on the link, you sign up with an account, you sign up with a Vantage account. Like, that's a broker that I use for my private capital. Like, I've withdrawn multiple 6 figures from Vantage myself. That is something you can do. You deposit $350. We share with you the setups, the ideas, the trading ideas, and everything that I'm looking for on a day-to-day basis here. It's kind of my personal journal as well, you could say. Kind of my personal journal. The things that I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold.
Pretty much all that stuff right here. You can sign up. Then eventually you can also go to the group. Right, all of the wins there, all the community members are there to directly give you the feedback, to explain their own setup, their own ideas, etc. And that is a very good thing to do. If you really take it to the next level, okay, for the real G's out there, you can also join the VIP through application only. That's the only way we allow you to join us. This allows you to get access to all our indicators, all the information around the higher time frame, the macro bias, the data, all the indicators that we utilize. That gives you that real edge. And of course, the trading floor, where today the guys have been absolutely killing it. Better than me, better than myself. Well, if there is one thing that I can tell you right now at the moment, if your students starting to do better, today, I lost on gold day 1 on their setups in the live on trading floor. So it was not hidden. It was all transparent, all real. then you know that you're doing something correct. You know that you're doing something right. I hope that makes sense. All right. So thank you guys. I'm gonna see you tomorrow again, and we're just gonna simply repeat the process and go from there. Okay. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Lelo. Thank you for being here and taking your time out to listen to my rambling. And we'll go from there, all right? Cheers. Thank you guys so much. Speak to you tomorrow, 8 a.m. Obviously.